The NBA draft is in 5 days. Could our San Antonio Spurs trade up?
Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. And I think we all mostly agree the Spurs will not draft 3 players in the second round. One seems the most likely. So what to do with those 2 other second round picks? Or some of the future draft capital that Bryant has been stockpiling? Will we trade up? Well, I saw this article from Clutch Points this morning. According to Clutch Points NBA insider Brett Siegel, the Spurs are exploring the possibility of trading up in the upcoming NBA draft. The San Antonio Spurs are said to have interest in packaging their second round picks, 35, 42, 44, to move up into either the late first round or early second round for the 31st or 32nd picks, depending on who is available. There's your generic ESPN guy voice. Okay, so that's from Clutch Points, and that makes sense. Again, not drafting 4 players in this upcoming draft. I'd be absolutely shocked. I would likely fall off my couch when we're live if that happened. We didn't actually use our second round pick last year. Yes, there you go, Spurs fans. There's your Maxime Reynaud reference for the week with the draft coming up. May have been able to help in the NBA Finals. Who knows? Anyways, so that's that. I want to go to Tankathon's mock draft. And I know some of you don't like Tankathon's site. I like it. At the very worst, it's kind of a point of reference for the upcoming NBA draft. And what I did is I highlighted all the bigs, should I say, that many of you have said you wanted in the comments the last few weeks. Ade Mara, Yaxel Leidenberg, Morez Johnson Jr., Heinz Steinbach, Chris Sinak Jr., and Jaden Quintans. And almost all of these guys are not going to be available once we get to pick 20. They have us taking Sinak Jr. at 20, which I'd be okay with. I mentioned that in the video I did on him a few days ago. Jaden Quintans does give me injury concerns. If they pick him, I'll just hope for the best. Now, looking at this draft board, by the way, I do want to point out that the Thunder have picks number 12 and 17, which absolutely sucks because they could target a guy the Spurs want if they use both picks. We've seen this before in drafts, more so maybe the NFL draft for me, where the player's available. It's like, you know what? There's 2 guys available, but this is the guy that one of our competitors want. We're going to take that guy. So that might happen, might not. I'd be shocked if the Thunder use both picks, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised either. As far as who TSR would like, I personally would like to get Morez Johnson Jr. at 15 if that's where we need to go. I don't know what that'll take with future draft capital and current draft capital to do it. If the Bulls could also draft him at 15 and we could possibly trade for him. I mean, the Bulls did take on Trey Jones and Zach Collins. The Bulls voluntarily took Zach Collins. Maybe not the worst team to trade with. And let's not forget, Kawhi Leonard, love him or hate him, helped us win a championship, was drafted 15th. So could the Spurs pull that lightning in a bottle off again? Lightning bottle? Could they do it again? Could somebody like the Bulls draft Morez Johnson Jr. at 15 and then we give them an offer they can't refuse that's still beneficial to us and beneficial to them? We'll get Morez Johnson Jr. at 15 and next thing you know, he's a starter next year. I know I'm thinking best case scenario, but I want to think positive with the draft coming up, and Brian Wright will be Brian Wright and not Brian Wrong, which he has been at time to time. Let's get into the second round. Some players that you guys have also talked about. Alex Caravan, Joshua Jefferson, Terrace Reed Jr., Baba Miller, and Zuby Ejiofor. I'm probably messing his name up. Those are names I've seen. Actually, Zuby's come up a lot by you guys lately, so that's a player that you seem very interested in. Let's not forget, in the second round, we have picks 35, 42, 44. So if we go by Tankathon again, the only player available would be Baba Miller or Zuby. Everybody else likely to go before pick 35. And of the 5 players that I've highlighted here, I'd honestly be happy with any of these players. My girlfriend, Miss TSR, would obviously love Alex Caravan and Terrace Reed Jr. She's a UConn alumni. Those are UConn guys, so she would obviously go crazy if we got 2 UConn guys next week in the second round, or even late first round. But if the Spurs do trade up, if we use picks 42 and 44, or do something to trade up a little bit in the second round, or even to the end of the first round at pick 30, who do you guys think the target is? Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, what are we looking for? Are we looking for shooting, somebody a little more seasoned like Alex Caravan? Are we looking for girth with Terrace Reed Jr., who's 260 plus pounds? What are the Spurs looking for? Who? I honestly don't know. The rumor mills are flying around. It's going to be rumor mill city right now with everything. Even just this trading up is a rumor. But it does make sense because we have so many second round picks. Is there anybody on the page you specifically want? For me, In an ideal world, I think it would be really fun to have the two UConn guys. I know Caravan playing with Alex Caravan played with Stephon Castle. I'm going to guess by Tarsary Jr.'s age, he probably played with Castle as well, so there could be instant chemistry there. I'll tell you this. I would rather those two UConn kids over Kelly Olynyk and Mason Plumlee. Definitely. When you guys commented yesterday with Kelly Olynyk's salary, somebody who didn't know Kelly Olynyk was making $13.5 million. I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, yeah, he is. The Spurs traded for him, and he got paid $13.5 million to wear a headband for the season. That was his biggest contribution, wearing a headband. Anyways, to come back. I know some of you have said, TSR, we don't have time to develop guys. The time to win is now. And I agree and I disagree. I do agree the time is to win now. The Spurs are an NBA. They're clearly a contender. They were in the NBA Finals, even though we didn't like the end result. They are a legit contender moving forward. But I disagree about having to develop young guys. That is maybe one of the reasons they didn't take Max last year, even though somebody said too he wanted to play in Sacramento, so that could have had some impact on it. All that being said, I think you always need to develop your young guys to eventually replace your vets who will get too expensive to keep. I don't imagine them re-signing Devin Vassell when his contract expires. Who knows how much longer Keldon will be a Spur. Champagne's probably getting an extension, but when his extension is up, he might get too expensive to keep. So you want to have, you want to keep reloading, so to speak. You're going to have your core, which is Wemby, Castle, and Harper. Fox is here for now. I don't think he's going to play out his contract. I know many of you hope he does not, but that is our core. Those are the three amigos that are hopefully Spurs for life. Wemby, I'm going to say it again, Castle, and Harper. And you build around those three. You bring vets in. Like our Spurs championship teams. You bring vets in to fill out the roster that have experience, vets that can contribute. But as those vets start getting a little expensive or just age out and they're not contributing anymore, see Harrison Barnes, who at this point is a better locker room and community guy than he may be on the court. But I do hope they keep him around. As to do so, he's going to take a huge pay cut. Anyway, circle back. You bring in some vets to round out the roster, but you also keep developing young guys as much as you can who might eventually take those vets' spot and become legit starters. We've seen second-round picks become huge contributors with our own Spurs. Manu Ginobili, of course, Nikola Jokic, probably the greatest second-round pick of all time. Sorry, Spurs fans, I love Manu, but it's Jokic. I mean, come on. So I think we do need to keep drafting guys. I would have liked taking a second rounder last year. Even all Maxime Reynos jokes aside, I would have liked to have seen us take a second-round pick. Ryan, I'm going to butcher his name, and it's going to sound like a swear. Blender? Oh, my God. One take TSR. Ryan would have been great in the team if we could have moved up and drafted him. I think Max would have contributed if he drafted him. So I do expect us to take one second-round pick. If they take two, that's fine, too. Right now I'm kind of battling because I'm really excited for the draft. And what is Brian Wright going to do? Because I swear if he drafts a guard with 20th overall pick, that stream's going to turn R-rated. It absolutely will. And I've already given Miss TSR permission when we're live. It's okay to swear during NBA draft or during the draft in general. So if she sees one of her guys, because she's going to be watching obviously with best interest for Alex Caravan and Tyrese Reed Jr. If she sees one of those guys go to a dumpster like the Sacramento Kings, one of those franchises that are always on the bottom, or the Brooklyn Nets, I'm sure she's going to cuss and not be happy. Or if we just miss out on a UConn guy by pick. But anyways, I want to wrap it up because I'm starting to ramble a bit. The draft's going to be exciting. 4 picks. I say we use 2, maybe 3, depending who's there. I think we got to use at least one of those second rounders to move up. And I think we have a lot of, correct me if I'm wrong, Spurs fans, don't we have a lot of second round picks moving forward too in some of the upcoming years? Maybe use one of those as well to package and move up in this draft. I like this draft. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good players that could really round out the roster by either being immediate help off the bench. I'm thinking our first round pick will hopefully at least come off the bench, a la Carter Bryant. The other guy's probably in Austin, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe they can instantly contribute as well. All right, that's all I got. Drop a comment on everything I went over. Appreciate you all. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and you want to help support the channel. And subscribe to become part of our Spurs community. I thank you, and as always, go Spurs go!